This is tier 4 stone mining. Now, I did mine for 30 minutes. However, I made a big blunder at the start of this video. You'll notice there was a timer in the kind of middle left of the screen. It disappeared. I don't know why. I accidentally closed it rather than, turned it on. But you can verify the time at the bottom right. You can see the server time. And in the top left, you can see my gathering food buff. So there's no weirdness here. There's no trickery. There's no neat editing tricks. This is just me running around a tier 4 blue zone, mining stone and sometimes enchanted metal. I don't think I found any enchanted trees. But yeah, this is just a gathering video showing how much silver per hour you can make with tier 4 gathering. And yes, I am in tier 8 gathering gear with a tier 8 Avalonian tool, which if you just play the game for a month, you can also have this. You can't have this your first day or your second day or even your third day. Okay, I've tried. Even if you no-lifed it like 20 hours on all 3 of those days, you're still not reaching tier 8 in that amount of time. You simply, a new character, a new account will not have the learning points. They simply won't, unless you bought like one of those Warden packs or something. But what I'm showing here is, I'm going to be, at the end of the video, I will be showing you the profits if you don't have laborers. So a lot of people, they don't have laborers, and I really have to specify that having laborers, while it is an upfront cost, while it is an investment, an early investment, which everyone should do if they plan to play this game long term, it massively increases your gathering yield. So I believe doing this was around 750k an hour without laborers, but with laborers it pushes it over 1 million. So that is a 25% increase, all right? We can go over the numbers at the end of the video, but also I want to point out, because people are going to be speculative about this, but they'll be asking, why are you mining the tier 4 stone, like the travertine, the blue stuff? Well, travertine is borderline worthless on the West server, and I believe it's probably worthless on every server. I haven't checked, but the reason I am mining it is because it fills journals much faster, but also there is a chance for the tier 4 nodes to drop a gathering tome, which is a huge jackpot. However, I didn't get one in this video, so this is like the lowest of the low possibility you can get. And also, at the time of the market, I didn't know this when I started filming, but tier 2 stone was almost completely bought out in the Bridgewatch market. And so instead of going for an average of 68 silver per tier 2 stone, it's going for 220. So in reality, I should just be looping the tier 2 nodes over and over again, right? And not even waste time on the tier 3 or tier 4 nodes at all. But I didn't know that. I just set out to do some mining. And usually when I'm gathering, I'm watching anime or watching movies or something, or YouTube or Twitch or, any kind of stream. And I'm not really paying attention to what I'm mining or gathering. I just look over at the screen, see if there's anything I can click on, and then I click on it, I go back to watching whatever show I'm watching. So yeah, it's a very, laid-back activity, and the sooner you get laborers up, the more you will profit. But in this case, because I assumed yesterday, upon filming this, yesterday was like a 10 or 20% stone bonus day, which means everyone buys out all the stone on the market and they refine it so they can level up refining and make a big juicy fat profit. That probably happened. That, or there's just no one gathering anymore in tier 4 zones, which, they took away a lot of tier 4 zones and replaced them with tier 5 blue zones, where there's not tier 2 materials. So tier 2 materials are actually worth more than they ever have been in the history of the game. And that's really good for us. And the reason why, I really enjoy harvesting tier 2 nodes on any gathering profession, except for fishing, of course, is because they respawn so fast. A tier 2 node, whenever you mine it, comes back in 1 minute. And in 3 minutes, it will be full. It will have full yield in 3 minutes. So if you find like a big stack of tier 2, especially skinning is the best money for gathering, because the tier 4 mobs can drop babies, and so can some of the tier 5 ones. But anyway, skinning, if you can find like a group of 7 to 8 impalas, and then you can, ride a certain distance, and then get another group of 7 to 8 impalas, and then come back to the original spot, and they'll be fully restored. It's like 1.7 to 2 million an hour, and it's completely safe, no risk, No brain work, no hunting around, no hoping to get lucky with a baby drop or an enchanted drop. You just harvest the tier 2 mobs. You kill them in one hit. They instantly get harvested because harvesting is so fast. You don't have to have like tier 4 gathering spec or mastery or whatever you want to call it. You can just, with the tier 8 set, the gathering tools and a pork pie, that's all you need. And then you just do the same thing on loop while you watch movies, and you will be rich. You will be super wealthy by the time the movie's over. Like, I like to start a new anime series, especially one with multiple seasons, and by the time I'm done with the 4th or 5th season, I just have hundreds of millions of silver. It's insane. It's so crazy, right? That's my favorite thing about gathering is that you could just do this with your downtime hours if you're bored, you have nothing to do. Oh, there's nothing to play, there's nothing really to watch, I'm bored, but I want to keep my hands busy and have something to click on. Then you just go gather, and before you know it, you'll have gathered so much that you could buy anything you want in the game. You could literally just gather until you can buy a masterpiece mammoth. You can do that in this game. Unlike other MMORPGs where you have to suck the toes of a guild leader and join their clan and join their guild and spend months getting attunements done, which is where you have to like do these quests and get this special gear to be able to even have the privilege to fight a dragon. And then when you do finally get to fight the dragon after a lot of toe sucking and attunements and pre-best in slot gearing, then you have to hope that the dragon drops the loot that you want and that no one else in the guild also has first dibs on the loot or gets a lucky dice roll and wins the loot and you don't. And, that's what I hate about other MMORPGs. But here I'm doing the math on the screen. We have 40k in repairs, which is 30 minutes of time of using the tier 8 Ava tools. Absolutely worth it, by the way. And then here's the estimated value, which is what I'm going by. The cost of buying the journals from the laborer, not from the market. Bridgewatch is actually sold out right now. And you know how I said that my timer got closed? Well, it's showing my calculator on the screen instead. I don't know, editing blunder, whatever. I'm not going to reshoot the whole video because of a blunder. It's fine. No one really cares about these things. So here is the journals if you do laborers. That would be 2,508 tier 2 stone, which is an additional 170k. So you can see that from not having journals to having journals, it's triple the value. So you need to have laborers. You need to have them. All right, and you get your journal back when you use laborers, so it's free after the first time. Like, you always get them back, assuming you log in within the week. So, 2 hours of gathering journal labor rewards, over 10,000 tier 2 stone from filling journals, which is 2.2 million. Now, again, the market is insanely high. But anyway, the video is about to end. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment. I read every comment. Click the video on the right side of your screen. If you don't, you're going to run into some bad-mannered people out in public. And I don't know if you're conditioned for that.